Hello, my name is Charles, and today I have a thought-provoking, or hopefully thought-provoking, if I don't toot my own horn too much, video for you guys. And the question of today's video is, would you kill Hitler? Now, what do I mean? Whoa. What does Charles mean by that? So let's suppose, right? Let us suppose, we could go back in time. And we could teleport in a time machine right when Hitler was a young child. Would we kill Hitler as a child, right? Is child Hitler responsible for, the crimes that were committed? And I know this is a touchy subject, so I just want to preface in this video that I don't mean in any way to bear any, negative, to be insensitive, to be rude, to be uncaring or uncouth in any way. I honor and respect, the tragedy and the pain people experienced during those times, and that has probably carried over to today's times. And so I don't mean to be dismissive of that. This is merely a thought experiment to see where we attribute responsibility and how we intuitively think of a sort of love-based or well-being-based objective morality. So here goes. We have our time machine, right? And we are poised with the question. You can return back right to when Hitler was a child, sitting in his cradle, and you can take him out, preventing the entire, tragedy that was, around the 1945, the whole Holocaust. You could prevent it by killing that child. Would you do it? Sit with that for a moment. It's an innocent child, just born into this world, maybe not a fully formed word yet uttered. Yet at the same time, if you teleported back and stared into the eyes of that child, you would be dead certain that he would cause mass tragedy. Do you eliminate the child's life? And so that is a tough question. And, in respect and in honor and being sensitive to people, I'm not going to answer that for you guys and say what is the better or what is the worst decision, You can put down in the comments below what you think is the right decision. What I will say is it does lead to two main thoughts. When do we start attributing, or why do we attribute the responsibility? The moral culpability, right? If it was just a young child and we knew it was destined to cause tragedy, would it, are we, right? Because it causes us to question, do we get to be the arbiters of life and death? Do we get to decide who is, allowed to live and who is not? I think that's an interesting question. And I think what that leads into is this intuitive sense of an objective morality, of a right and a wrong. Now, philosophers from time, from Kingdom Come, have said, have argued this idea. Is there an objective morality? Is there truly a right and a wrong? And I think what we all, fundamentally come down to, whether we admit it or not, is on some level, humans are after well-being and love. You can use this love or well-being, and they are opposing suffering and pain. We can come up with all sorts of theories, but right now, at the snap of my hand, if I could ensure you ate the healthiest foods, got the best sleep, the happiest of emotions, and the most success in all your endeavors in the world, you would snap that finger. Because you're after well-being, whether you admit it or not. When you decide to drink your coffee this morning or not drink your coffee, whether or not you think it's right to, say the truth or not say the truth in a certain moment, you think at some level it's good for either your own well-being or the well-being of others. And that's what it's all about. And so what I think what we find with all the ideologies and with all the disagreements that people find us in is in the details. You know, they say the devil's in the details, and maybe that's why the arguments over what causes that well-being are in the details. And so this is the predicament we find ourselves in. What do we do, right? I think to best answer this question and to best, start reaching a more harmonious and happy and well world, right? Because the essence of wellness is, in fact, wisdom, right? The right application of wisdom. So how do we raise our discernment and our wisdom? And I think the first step we can all practically employ to raise our wisdom is to take pauses throughout the day. So often in today's time, right, we are bombarded with stimulus. We have, YouTube, we have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have Twitter, we have Facebook, we have, everyone talking to us all the time, texting us. We have all this stimulus. How often do we get the chance to simply sit back and do nothing? Sit in silence. Sit comfortably in silence for 5, 10, 15, maybe even 30 minutes and allow our brain to process our day, our decisions, our emotions. Because I think what will happen in your life, as it has mine, is if you give yourself time to pause, to simply process and think and be. What you'll notice is your brain will naturally, as it processes through the day and all these things, you'll notice understanding for why you did or other people made certain decisions. You'll notice, emotions get resolved. You'll notice, things you forgot to attend to. You'll notice, thoughts you didn't realize you had because you were so caught up in the world. And those pauses throughout the day will allow you to go back into your practical day-to-day life. Go into the work. Go into your devoted relationship. Go into your business and make better and better decisions because you have clarity. In that first question I asked, as to whether or not you kill baby Hitler. The real, whether or not you make that decision should not be based on confidence. It should be based on clarity. For clarity means you know that the decision is good, or that the action or thought or dream or feeling is good. And that confidence is a belief that the decision, action, or thought is good. Clarity is what allows you to see on the side of the road whether or not you're going to hit the car as you walk across and know for sure that you'll walk safely because you can see it, you're clear. And confidence is, I can walk across the side of the street, and then you get hit by the car. So, with all that being said, I think today, that in summary of this kind of video and coalescing all the information, I think it's important each and every day, a takeaway from this video that you can get, that you can bring home and integrate into your own experience as something that is useful and practical, is in face of difficult decisions, in face of, moral dilemmas or conundrums, or even, in the face of everyday life, give yourself time to pause and simply be. For clarity, wisdom, and love will be born of it, and a better life for you and others will come. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, God bless and have a wonderful day.